All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Back Tuesday here, 10 games on the docket tonight here. Big night last night in the NHL streets here. Billy Ho continues to just absolutely smash in the Discord. Nice build out there. Shalhoub had a nice run as well. But if you guys could, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton here. And we got 10 games to talk about here tonight. Pretty fun slate in general. Some pretty heavy favorites. One in particular, late night hammer spot that ownership's probably going to condense on around the Golden Knights here facing the Sharks. And the Knights have been playing pretty good hockey as of late as well. Hard to get away from that spot, but we'll talk through it. We'll do the best to break it down here. I'm going to throw up the stone on the screen, as you can see here. Let me just flip this over, and voila, there we are. And scroll down a little bit, and let's talk through this slate here. First game on the docket is Edmonton and Boston here. This game's decent. Not one that I'm super thrilled to kind of go in on from a DFS perspective here. First time these two played in Edmonton, it was 3-2, played under the total. I feel kind of same here in this matchup here. Could you play McDavid? Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely play him. My favorite would be Leon Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins with Victor Arvidsson. Arvidsson, 3.5K, really good price point. Leon has played really good against Boston in his career. 8,800. That's fine. I prefer that. $1,000 savings off of McDavid there. So it'd be line 2 for me in particular. And then throwing in a Nugent Hopkins at 4,900 at his price point, I think makes some sense. Ekholm and Darnell Nurse are both fine. Not spending all the way up to Bouchard here tonight. But yeah, I mean, not a spot that I'm looking to really get to too much in tournaments. Neither goalie I'm looking to get to either. If I had to pick a side, it'd probably be Swayman just due to the volume he's going to see at home here. And Boston can definitely win this matchup as well. On the Bruins side, Zacha has a fair price point, cheap. You can really get away cheap with a guy like Morgan Geekie and Pavel Zacha. A little two-man stack there as a filler. I don't hate that. Add in a Charlie Mack. You get two guys on that top power play there with Zacha and Mack, and just hope the scoring goes through them. Don't hate that. But yeah, not really a game I'm looking to kind of go in on too much from a DFS perspective. Next game on the slate, though, I do have interest here. Detroit at home as a dog. I like this spot quite a bit. Looking at the numbers, Senators are pretty leaky on the road. 77% penalty kill on the road. They give up the fifth most high danger chances, or fourth most high danger chances, excuse me. And they give up the sixth most expected goals against over the last 60 minutes over the last 10 road games as well. So like the Wings, they're the fifth best home scoring offense in the league in terms of expected goals again. Dylan Larkin, really, really nice price point. Not a lot of ownership going his way. Lucas Raymond, like him a lot. DeBrincat, Patty Kane. Those four I like a ton. And then throwing a Mo Sider if you want the power play correlation there. And then a value play, JT Compher, really good value play there with Tarasenko. You get a nice and even Bergeron. You get a fully correlated third line that all play on the second power play as well. 3,100, 3,200, 2,500. If you want to fit the Jack Eichels of the world, the Kucherovs of the world, the Braden Points of the world, all the big spend ups of the world here, going to the Detroit third line, that we'll see the depth lines of the Senators, which even bodes pretty well in terms of a matchup. I don't mind that, but I really like the big dogs quite a bit here with Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat are kind of the main guys I'm looking at here. Really good spot. Joe Villano at 2.7K, solid value. He's just not going to see a ton of ice time, so prefer to kind of leave him off, but you can never go wrong including a guy in your full line stack, especially at the salary at 2.7K when he's skating next to Larkin and Raymond there. But definitely like the Red Wings. On the Senators side, not really getting to anyone here on the Sens. I like the Wings to win this game. Alex Lyon's a solid goalie option as well. He's won 3 straight, I believe, including some big wins over Winnipeg and that. So he's playing good hockey, 7,800, fair price point at home. I like the Wings to win this game here, even as a dog. Next game on the slate here, this is my second favorite stack of the night behind Vegas. The Dallas Stars, they're playing incredible hockey right now. The Rangers have been horrendous in terms of defense. Home offense, they're 28th in the league in actual goals against, or 27th in actual goals against, 28th in the league in expected goals against, 25th in the league in shots allowed, and dead last in high danger chances. I love the Stars here. Matt Duchene, Wyatt Johnston, Jamie Benn. I'm going to start with those guys. They're my preferred line. Then it jumps up to Rupe Hintz, Jason Robertson, and Evgeny Dadonov. I don't think Dadonov is a very good hockey player in general, but at 3,200, skate next to Rupe and Jason Robertson, opportunities are definitely there, and they present themselves, and the price point is fair there. So I love Dallas line 2 here. One of my favorite lines on the entire slate. Miro Heiskanen, you can add him if you're looking to power play stack it. And then Jake Ottinger in that at 7,800. Really like him a ton. So love this spot here for the Stars. On the Rangers side, not getting to anyone. I don't think Jonathan Quick's very good. I will say Keandre Miller at 2.8K is a really, really good value play. 21 minutes, between 21 and probably 23 minutes expected out of him. Gets power play time, and he's 2.8K, and he's actually a pretty good hockey player in general. So don't mind that. But, yeah, I love the Stars to smash the Rangers here, one of my top spots of the slate. Next game on the slate here, Jackets and the Pens. This game could go both ways here. I think some of the ownership kind of sides more on the Pen side, but early leans do look to the Jackets. Which I tend to agree with here. I think the Jackets should not be dogs. The only reason they're dogs is it is on the road. If Jari does go, he's been horrible. As you can see here, bright red, 89% save percentage, and almost a 3.5 goal against average. Give me Monahan, give me Marchenko, give me Vornikov. That's been my staple. I've played them a ton. They've continued to print money for me, and their price points continue to be fair. Marchenko, 6,700 fair. Vornikov, 5,400. Monahan, 6,800 fair for what their production is. So I really like the Jackets a ton here. Werensinski at 8,500. He's expensive, but you can play him in the utility spot and then use 2 punt D-men to make it work. So I like Werensinski a lot. Provorov, also really solid value there. And then Matachuk here as well at stone minimum, getting power play time, 2.5K. So you got 2 really solid value D-men. You got one of the best D-men on the entire slate, if not the best. My favorite spend-up D-men for sure by a wide margin on the slate in Werensinski here. And then Columbus line 1, I like a lot. Don't sleep on line 2 either with Sillinger, Kent Johnson, and JVR. JVR, it's stone minimum. Really good price point there. Second liners, I like more on the road. Jackets did beat up the squad 5-2 for first game when it was at home. On the Penn side, be the top guys for me, Raquel, Rust, and Sid. I'm looking at Letang is back. Grzelcyk is still a good option at 3,800, even with Letang back there. Take some more pressure off of him, and that's when he has really been scoring a lot. He's still slotted to be on that top power play. Going to have to watch line shuffles there during warm-ups ahead of time to make sure that stays the same. But at 3.8K, he's a good option. But I definitely prefer the Jackets here tonight. This game's interesting here. Hurricanes and Lightning. Tampa beat this team 4-1 earlier this season, I believe, in Carolina. Now it comes back to Tampa here. I prefer Tampa in this one. Hurricanes are good. I just don't love playing guys against Carolina too often overall in general. But Braden Point, Kucherov, Gunsel are great plays, but at these price points against Carolina, it's just hard for me to get there. Nobody's going to play them. They have all the upside in the world here against anyone. Nobody's going to play them here. I prefer more like mini stacks, so like going to like a Gunsel, Hedman, something like that. But, man, at these price points against Carolina, probably a fade spot for me. It is a high-risk, high-reward play. Just due to their salary, it eats up a ton of salary for you, so it's just tough to get there, especially on a 10-game slate against Carolina's defense. But It's a good spot to kind of leverage here. So I don't mind it. Just prefer other spots more. They're just super, super expensive, especially to full stack them there. It'd be more mini stacks, if anything there. Carolina side, really not getting to anyone. I mean, Dmitry Orlov, Brent Burns, those are two good options. Ty Smith still solid value option there. But yeah, pretty much a fade game in general for me. Some pieces on the Tampa side as one-offs if you want to throw in there just due to the salaries. It's hard to stack them up. Next game on the slate here, more of the same. Don't love this game from a DFS perspective a ton. Leafs are back. Leafs look really, really solid, especially now with Austin Matthews back. It's just a spot where I'm going to be under on. If I went to anyone, it'd be guys like Konechny here and Tippett on that third line. Nobody really is going to play them. I think Konechny's fine. Tippett are fine. You can always play them. Michkov is fine at the 4,400 price point. But overall, more of a fade spot for me. I'm not really getting to anyone. If I were to go to anyone on the Toronto side, it'd be the second line with Tavares, Nylander, and Pacioretty. That's where I would look to target Fedotov here overall. Toronto should win this game pretty handily. I just don't know what their upside is. Again, Toronto line 2 is probably my favorite spot in this game for sure. Next game here on the slate, Wild and the Blues. Wild at home against the Blues here. Decent spot for the Wild. They're struggling with injuries, but it allows to be able to stack them up easier. So I don't mind Minnesota line 1 here. I expect some ownership to definitely go their way. I don't love it when Minnesota's being a chalkier spot on the slate, but hard to ignore in a matchup against the Blues here. Overall, looking at the numbers, Blues on the road this season actually have been pretty good. It's 5.5 total in here. So at the projected ownership, I think this is a decent spot to be kind of underweight on. Only issue is Marco Rossi's price at 4.6 is really good. He's playing great right now. Boldy at 6.3 and Zook at 5.1. That top line is super cheap. I definitely like them a lot if going to them. And then add in a Brock Favor, you get a 4-man stack, all correlated on the power play for pretty cheap in general. So Minnesota line 1, power play 1, I think is a good option. Ryan Hartman, Johansson, both great plays as well. Throw in Eriksson Ek, you get correlation there. But at the ownership, I'm probably going to be underweight, to be honest, on Minnesota. 5.5 total. Blues actually been better defensively on the road from the metrics. Binnington's actually been pretty solid all season long. So more of a fade spot. Gus Bus is a good spend-up goalie option, in my opinion. Probably my favorite spend-up goalie on the slate would be Gus Bus, but probably not going to spend up here tonight when you got guys like Andrei Vasilevsky at 7,400. You got Elvis Merzlikins, who I think is going to win at 6,900. So it's more of a spend down spot for me. But if I was spending up, probably be Gus. Next spot on the slate here, I do have a lot of interest in here. The Jets. It's interesting not to see a lot of ownership go their way. Jets are at home against the Preds, who have been a mess all season. I get it. Saros is a good goalie, but not as great on the road. Like to spot a ton for Scheifele, Connor, Ehlers, Velarde, the main guys, and then Morrissey. Probably not getting to any of the depth guys. Nito Niederreiter, Alex Iafallo, Adam Lowry. They're fine options. Just I'd probably not getting to them on this slate here. It'd just be the big dogs, not seeing ownership go their way. No reason to really steer away. If you like the Jets, just go in on the big dogs, and I do. So I do like some of that top power play, Velarde, Ehlers, Connor, and Scheifele, and then Morrissey as well, those 5. On the Preds side, not going to try and make something work outside of Nick Blankenberg, probably one of my favorite spend downs on the entire slate, 2.6K. He's been really good, averaging double digits over like the last 5 or 6 games, and he's basically stone minimum against the Jets team that's going to shoot a ton of pucks on the net, allows a ton of block opportunities for Blankenberg, and he's on the power play. So I like Nick Blankenberg a ton. My favorite play from the Pred side for sure. Next game on the slate here. 2 games left to talk about, both good ones. I like the Flames here. Flames are playing good hockey right now, and I'll face the Ducks. Gibson's going to be in net, which I like more than if it was Dostal. So give me Kadri. Like him a lot. Huberdeau, love him. Pospisil, nice cheap stack there to add to Huberdeau and Kadri. Connor Zary is really nice value price at 3,700. And then don't sleep on line 2 with Backlund, Coronado and Coleman. They lead third in the top 10 in the NHL and unblocked shot attempts for on net over the last over the last 3 games. Definitely over the last 10 games, they've been shooting the puck a ton here, as you can see here. Almost 3 shot attempts, 2.5 shot attempts, and then Blake Coleman 2.5. So they shoot the puck a ton. I like the Flames a lot in this spot. Not seeing a ton of ownership go their way, which I definitely like here too. Typically is the case on 10-game slates when you have a decent spots and you have a spot like Vegas, which we're going to talk about next, where ownership is definitely going to condense. So like the Flames a lot. On the Ducks side, probably not getting to really anyone here. McTavish has been playing good. I don't mind him with Fabry, something like that, or line 1 with Strome, Vetrano, and Terry, just because Anaheim line 1 has been really good. Dustin Wolf has been really solid all year, so I don't love it. Prefer other spots more if going to kind of contrarian against the wall or off the wall stacks. Probably not a spot to target the Ducks here tonight, but definitely like the Flames a lot for sure. Takes us to the last game of the slate here, the chalk of the slate. Everybody knows it. Georgiev's going to be in net. He's been horrendous all season. Now you face the Golden Knights here. Smash spot for Eichel. Smash spot for Stone. Tanner Pearson, really, 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 really good value at 3K. I doubt this ownership stays the way it is, but if it is, he's the best play in the slate at 3K. Really like that a lot. William Karlsson, Tomas Hertl, Dorfiev is probably going to be my favorite line to go to on Vegas, just because I think they're way lower owned than the Eichel is going to be. And they're just as good a spot. Line 2 on the road, I like line 2 a lot. So I like Karlsson, I like Hertl, I like Dorfiev a ton. Tanner Pearson, the best value wing on the slate, in my opinion, here in this matchup. Jack Eichel, best spend up on the slate, in my opinion, here at 9K. He's $1,000 cheaper than guys like Austin Matthews in a much better matchup, in my opinion. Similar upside. Probably doesn't have the ceiling that Matthews has or Kucherov has, something like that. But it's pretty damn close, and he's $1,000 cheaper. So really like Eichel a lot, but at ownership, line 2 is my favorite line to go to at Vegas. Tanner Pearson, and then all 3 of these options from a defensive standpoint, Hanifin, Pietrangelo, and Theodore, all really good options. My favorite would be Hanifin because he is the cheapest there. So amazing spots for the Knights at as the late night hammer. But yeah, that's going to do it for this quick hit here. Went through all 10 games. The slate plan is already live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers out there. If you're not a member yet, not sure what you're doing, you can get in now. SHIPITNation.com/join now. Best place to be for all sports, all DFS content in the industry at the cheapest all-in rate out there. Pay less for content, play more in DFS contest. That's going to do it. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below on the way out. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top for myself, Nadesify. Let's ship it.